Hi, this is Poch Concepcion of Daily Tribune. Welcome to Wazzup. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. Today, our guest is a young musician, a Filipino musician, who first joined the Voice Kids Season 1. And then he went on to write his own songs. He's been uploading songs on YouTube and Spotify and has been gaining quite a number of fans. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Zach Tabudlo.
Hello, hello.
Hi,
What's up,
Zach.
you guys?
Are you at home, Zach?
Yes, I'm at home. I'm actually in my parents' room.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I would be in my studio doing these interviews, but this time it's kind of weird being here. But yeah, cool.
Okay, tell us about joining the Voice Kids. How young were you when you joined? You're 19 years old now, right?
Yes, sir.
Mm.
Yes, I am. It was quite an experience. I remember I was around 12, 13 years old during that time. Um, I've learned a lot of things when it comes to performing. Um, got to meet my good friends like Darren Espanto and JK Labajo and all the other batchmates that was in that kind of gang at the time. And yeah, it's been great.
Why join a contest like Voice Kids? Have you always been into music?
Right. When I was very young, music wasn't really my like main thing. It was just me enjoying and just jamming with my guitar
Mm.
in my room. But my grandmama was actually the one who always pushes me to like join competitions and TV shows like that. Um, with the Voice Kids, it was her waking me up at 4 a.m. in the morning. And she was like, "Tara, gising na, pila tayo dito. Um, Tara, pila dito sa audition ng The Voice and all that." And yeah, it was quite a like a time for me and a phase for me joining these competitions, not just The Voice Kids. Um, and yeah, she was one of the people who really believed in my talent, and now I'm here.
Hmm. And then what happened after Voice Kids? These songs that are now uploaded on social media. When did you write them? Like, for example, what was the first song you wrote?
Right. The first release that I did was actually a song called "Stay Here," which
Stay Here.
was before the label that I have right now. Um, I released some songs with my own label, some originals back after like a couple of years after The Voice Kids, and then now I'm in my new record label, which is Allen Records Philippines, and I've been releasing new awesome music, I guess, like Nalamba, Sigurado, Cruel,
Hmm.
Iyong Iyo, and it's been a journey when it comes to like writing songs and stuff like that because the more I grow up, the more I develop these skills and work with a lot of people and in terms of music production and how I write songs and how I put my messages into those songs.
How do you write songs? Uh, is there a particular process? Paano yan? Can you give us an idea?
It really depends on the song because like sometimes inspiration would hit me in let's say a line or a certain word, and that will be stuck in my head. And just a couple of minutes, give me a couple of minutes, and I would finish the song in just an hour, I guess. And sometimes it would be melody based. Some melodies get stuck in my head, or sometimes it would be just me going through something like heartbreak,
Hmm.
some personal stuff, being sad, being happy at times, and that's how I pretty much boost that motivation when it comes to writing songs. Yeah.
I'm very curious. How did you learn to write songs? Is it from listening to a lot of music? Did you take formal lessons?
Not really. It was just me, I guess, developing the on how I can write those thoughts of mine. It really started with my dad because like my dad writes songs as well. He's a songwriter and a producer as well.
Okay.
He used to be in a band back in college, and he's produced some songs out there as well. that I really can't mention. But yeah, it's out there, and he was like, I guess, my inspiration when it comes to the creative process of making a song. And yeah, it pretty much started with him. And then, as funny as it sounds, I actually started writing songs because of an actress here in the Philippines. She's Liza Soberano. I'm pretty sure you guys know her.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it's very funny. I started seeing her on TV
Uh-huh.
on this teleserie. It's called
Okay.
Forevermore. Um, I don't know, man. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone falls in love with that person. You know,
Okay.
she inspires a lot of people. When it comes to like her art, which is acting. At the same time, she has the pretty looks. You know,
Oh yeah.
everyone would fall for her. I'm pretty much
Uh-huh.
sure. So yeah, that's how I got into like the writing process of making a song.
So Liza sort of
Yeah,
served as an inspiration.
right.
Okay. And what particular song did you write about her? I mean,
Well,
from her.
the
Yeah.
first sets of songs that I've ever written, when I was very young, was all about her. I guess I wrote around 50 songs, like
Really?
50 songs, like full demos. Yeah, just full demos, full scratch. Some songs I finished, but yeah, most of them aren't really released yet. Maybe
Uh-huh.
in the future. Uh, but yeah, I have a new song coming out actually, very very soon, and I think by this time it's already out. It's a song called Elizabeth, and it's a song that I've written about her. It's a very new song. It's a very 80s inspired song, and yeah, we'll see how the audience would like it.
You mentioned the 80s. Is that decade your main influence as far as music is concerned, like listening to other songs by other
Mhm.
people?
Right. When it comes to music production, I think you can get very wide when it comes to the field that you listen to, especially when you're a producer. You tend to listen to a lot of things and a lot of references and a lot of genres and styles that you try to implement in the songs that you make. So, for example, when it comes to like the 80s vibes, I've been listening to a lot of new wave, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, some Starship, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now tracks that inspired this track in particular, which is Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, in terms of like being my main influence, it can get very wide. So I would listen to 80s, I would listen to the 90s era. Sometimes I would listen to alternative rock 2000 songs like songs for Amy or some Maroon 5 albums, Vertical Horizon albums,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, just a lot of songs in general. And yeah, 80s right now, 80s is kind of my jam in a way, in some songs that I've been creating. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. What is it about the 80s that you like?
It's the on authenticity, I guess, when it comes to how they made the songs before. There's this very particular impact on how they capture the ears and the messages on like when it comes to the people who listens to it. So, for example, like the elements itself in, let's say, a Starship song, it would be very different on how people would accept the songs and elements that are produced today. So they would have these like very big reverb snares or kicks on a kick drum,
Mm-hmm.
or just a drum set itself. It would have very like detailed and very wide spectrum of sounds, and even like with like different synths. Like the 80s era is a very very popular era when it comes to like different synths. 80s up to the 90s actually. A lot of producers nowadays use those elements um, to implement in their work as of today in the modern production world. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, in terms of like how the music was created, it was such a big impact to a lot of musicians, and as well as the yeah, it's just very different when it comes to the writing process as well. A lot of meaningful songs, like let's say let's go far beyond the 80s. we would say Parokya ni Edgar. I've been listening to a lot of Parokya ni Edgar recently,
Mm-hmm.
because my stepmom is a very big fan, back in college, until now actually. But yeah, they've been such a big impact to the music world here in the Philippines, and how they write their own songs with the stories they want to tell to their listeners is such a big impact to these people. Like my stepmom is like, I'm not sure how old she is right now, but I'm pretty sure she's around 35, 36
Uh,
ish. Um, but yeah, until now, starting back in college, she would listen to these songs. That's how impactful those eras were, as of like making music and how they impacted the music world.
mhm. Let's talk about specific songs that you wrote. Yung Sigurado. How did you write that? It's part of the soundtrack. Is that right? Of an online
No,
series.
actually. Sigurado was written the same week as Nangangamba, which was my first single released in Island Records Philippines.
Okay.
Um, it had the same vibe to it. It wasn't a soundtrack and anything. It was just me. It was originally written by me and produced by me. And that song was particularly made in a sense like in the same vibe as Nangangamba. And a lot of people actually misunderstood the meaning of the song through Nangangamba because it has a very similar vibe and has a similar feel to it. With Nangangamba, it's more of um, you want to admit your feelings to a person. Kasi you don't know, baka mawala na siya after, diba? So
Mhm.
it's kind of like a YOLO type of feel. You only live once, just do it already. And with
Mhm.
the Sigurado naman, it's more of having that history of, let's say, heartbreak or that traumatizing effect to you that you get really scared of trying to commit to another person in terms of relationship for the future. And that's what Sigurado was written for, and that message. Um, and yeah, Sigurado was written the same week as Nangamba, like I said, and it had the same vibe, and
Mhm.
it had this very orange and lemons and Bee Gees type of vibe. In terms of the vocals that I produced in that track, I would sing lots of falsettos, like very high falsettos, especially in the choruses and pre-choruses. And yeah, it was a very big thing for Bee Gees fans back in the day. So it's cool bringing it back.
Okay. And then there's Cruel. Just a few months ago. Cruel.
Right.
What is the
So
song about?
Cruel Naman, yeah, sorry, Cruel Naman was about a heartbreak. It's about the commitments and the consequences actually that you go through when it comes to love and the heartbreak and eventually, at least at some point, some relationships tend to break apart. Some relationships tend to have conflicts and stuff like that. And you go through the cruel parts of being in a relationship. It was written around, I don't know, wait, it's 2021 now, right? 2020 came in so fast, so I'm not sure. So yeah, 2021. Um, I made it around, I think, 2 years and a half ago. So like 2 years ago. Um, I made this song going through a breakup, personally going through a breakup, and yeah, I just wrote it. I remember writing this song, making the first demo. It was around 3 a.m. in the morning. I was crying my tears out. I was just screaming in my studio, and yeah, the lyrics just came through, and I wrote the song for very fast actually. It was around, I don't know, around 2 hours, and yeah, I finished the demo in just 2 hours and the lyrics as well.
Okay. These songs are written from personal experience, as you were saying. Um,
Yes.
sa tingin mo ba, an artist needs to have a problem for him to be inspired? In your case,
Right. Norm.
you're
Mm-hmm.
tr- you're expressing your heart aches and
Right.
romantic issues into songs, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, correct.
Ganun ba yung artistic yung process? Kasi I've also read about famous musicians, international ones who say that like something similar. What's your take on this?
Right. That's the thing though, is like it really depends on the artists and like the songwriters, um, in terms of the creative process on how they make a song. So in my case, I find it way more easier to write sad songs
Hmm.
rather than writing happy songs. Because like that's the thing, and I'm pretty sure a lot of songwriters who's watching this right now, or a lot of producers who make tracks and all that, have this thing where it's way more easier to write something out of sad emotions because you go through something so much worse than being happy. Because like when you're happy, it's more of you being in your peak in like happiness. You wouldn't really care about writing what you feel when you're happy. So
Okay.
like you're out there, I don't know, I guess with friends and stuff like that, or drinking and other stuff, and you're in that peak of happiness along with those friends or along in that situation. So you wouldn't really mind, or you wouldn't really like write like some stuff about you being happy, diba? And
Mhm.
it's kind of weird. But in terms of like being sad, it's more of you. Let's say you're alone in a room, in the studio, or anywhere you are, and you get to this certain point where where you're alone and you're going through these emotions alone, and you want to release it. You want to release your inner thoughts. You would call a friend, you would call a family member, you would be with family at these times, and you have this tendency to put out those words and put out these thoughts. And that's the same, I guess, logic to it when it comes to writing sad songs. You write your thoughts, you want to express your feelings when you're sad, and that's how I guess it's way more easier to write what you feel when you're sad because like you're full of emotion, full of anger, sadness, anxiety, depression, or whatever it is you're going through, and it's way more easier going through that and putting it out there, in terms of like writing the songs. So when you're happy, diba, parang you're just happy. You wouldn't really mind about anything else, diba? So yeah,
Mhm.
that's my take on it.
Okay, these songs have been gaining a big number of followers, listens. I want to ask you whether you earn from these songs, but before you answer, we'll be back after a short break.
Iba ng panahon, ang dami ng bago ngayon. Pati ang mundo natin, well, nagbago na rin. Buti ano bayan, bigger, better na. You can buy it sa centers, pati sa mga parties may online pa at app. You can buy it with your fingers, still phone remittance and more. Online shopping, you can buy it all. Di magpadala, you can buy it all. Anumang pera transaction, you can buy it all. Sabayan ang pagbabago ng mundo for all your pera transactions, all new Bayan.
All right, welcome back to What's Up. I'm Poch Concepcion of Daily Tribune. Our special guest is young singer-songwriter Zach Tabudlo. Zach, uh,
So hello.
okay, your songs have been gaining a lot of viewers on YouTube and Spotify. Do they pay you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, when it comes to like music production, that's where all the money comes in. Then, because you make music, you arrange these songs, and in terms of the royalties and stuff, it gets piled up. But normally, my dad is there for me. Um, he helps me with all the money stuff because I'm here more of just enjoying the music itself
Mm-hmm.
and not really minding about the money part of it. But yeah,
Okay.
it's very important to have, to get paid, to get credit for what you work hard for. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just a passion.
Mm-hmm. That's good news to hear. Like there's income to be made
Yeah,
by uploading
definitely.
your songs. Hmm. Uh, there's one other song, Bali song, that you made quite recently, no? 2019, and you produced it and arranged it for Carlo Aquino. Is that right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about it.
So, Balisong Transform was written wasn't actually written by me. It was produced by me. It's actually a
Yes,
cover from
Rico Blanco.
Rico Blanco's, yeah, from Rico Blanco's, and such an amazing song. Kuya Carlo Aquino was very hands-on with picking the song and stuff like that. I was there to guide him with I guess with a very stylistic, very different stylistic approach to it. Rather than approaching it with the same vibe, we went with something kind of in a way a touch of mine, and at the same time having that comfortable side of Kuya Carlo when he sings it. And yeah, he killed the track. I loved how he sang on the track, and how his vocals was produced afterwards, and yeah, it's a nice track.
Have you performed your songs live before the pandemic?
Before the pandemic, yeah, definitely. I guess that was like the songs that I made back in my old label. But now I've been performing my songs live as well. I've been doing online gigs like the By 2020 concert,
Mhm.
where we performed in a studio and all that. Got to perform my songs live, as
Mhm.
well as like different online shows as well. Got to sing and promote my songs, and I'm very happy and still blessed to get to perform. But then even after all these chaos in terms of
Mhm.
when it comes to the pandemic, yeah,
A lot of musicians are having a hard time now, suffering
yeah,
due to the
definitely.
pandemic. Do you are you able to reach out to them, whether young or old? Do you have a circle of or a group of musicians that you get to talk with uh,
Right,
at
right.
this?
So sorry, yeah. So yeah, we're very hands-on, connected to each other. Like my label mates actually, like JK, Darren,
Mhm.
we got Fern, and some other artists that are good friends of mine, and we've been in touch with the whole situation then, because it's a bummer, man. Like,
Mhm.
we want to perform live for the people. We miss singing to the fans and to all the followers who really likes the songs, who loves the songs, and yeah, it's kind of missing that part of our I guess musician body, um, excuse me, having that um, and missing that part of us is very sad. But eventually, sana
Mhm.
we get to like a cure state, and we can all perform live again all together. It would be very nice.
Mhm. I wonder what Zach is like when he's not making music. What are your
Oh,
any hobbies that you indulge in? Sige, kwento
right.
ka. Oo. As a in
I
private.
skate a lot. I'm a skater.
Okay.
That sounds very cliche, but yeah, I'm a skater boy. um, normally po kasi talaga I just write songs. I would be in the
Okay.
studio for like just hours. Lalabas ako pag kunwari kakain na lang minsan, so gagalit yung parents ko. Hoy, lumabas ka naman dyan. Para ka lang ano dyan, di namin alam kung ano nangyari sa'yo. So yeah, I
Okay.
would be like full time. I would be just in my studio, just writing songs. And other than that, I play games a lot. I'm a very big gamer.
Mhm.
I collect some action figures as well. I'm a very big Marvel fan, very big Spider-Man fan. What
Okay.
else? I used to make lots of short films with friends.
Oh.
That's actually one of my very big hobbies, because if I make short films, I would be the director, the script writer, the editor, and everything like that. And it's I was very stoked back then when
Mhm.
we had like different projects for school, na kailangan, okay, make a short film about this, do that, do that. And sometimes it would just be me and my friends having fun and just making these very cute short films. And yeah, I enjoyed it back then super. Pero now kasi, yeah, like we are all experiencing right now, can't really get in touch with all those friends.
Uh-huh.
And it's more of just me doing the solo thing and just focusing on music for now.
Tell us about school. Are you enrolled right now? You're in college, right?
Yeah, I'm in college right now. I'm in my first year actually.
Uh-huh. And what do you intend to major in?
Right now I'm taking up Bachelor of Arts in Communication.
Okay.
So, like I said earlier, I'm a very big short film guy. I'm a very big film guy, and I'm looking forward to like the future and just making some future films. I guess like future indie films and stuff like that. If it
Wow.
works out, um, yeah, filming and this kind of field, like a different field from music, is a very, I guess, a very smart plan, I guess, for me.
Mm.
And I think like if a lot of viewers are watching this right now, it's very nice to have that certain backfall, or I mean, a certain fallback pala for 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 your future. Because in terms of like the like passion that I'm doing right now, which is music. I'm mainly focused on this, but I'm not 100% sure how long it will, how long my career and my stint would be. There would be a very limited time for me to make music and do this, to do that in terms of the music industry. And it's a very nice way to have that certain fallback. So, kunwari po, music wouldn't work out for me in the future after I don't know like 20 years, 10 years, I would have this very stable I guess job for me, which is in my case like directing and script writing or whatever is going to happen in the future. And that will be the same case with a lot of people. If you're going for your passion, that's great, that's fine, go for your dreams. But yeah, you just really have to make sure that you know we need to have that like safe fallback for the future.
Wow, that sounds like an exciting vision.
Yeah,
Zach
definitely.
Tabudlo, filmmaker who makes his own music. Yung
Right.
soundtrack, ikaw na rin gagawa. What
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of films do you like watching? Can you name some, whether foreign or Filipino?
Yeah, I watch a lot of Western films, a lot of Quentin Tarantino films,
Oh, okay.
like a lot of Leonardo DiCaprio films as well. I
Mhm.
love Titanic. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Mhm.
I would watch a lot of Django Unchained as well, and all these very, I guess, crafted, very live cinematography, very stylistic choice when it comes to like different scenes and different color schemes, different color stuff that works around different parts of the film. And yeah, I love these types of films that gives a very big part to the colors and how it portrays to a certain scene. So when in terms of like being sad, you're gonna have this blue tinted dark scene to it. And in terms of like happy or like let's say sunset or afternoon scenes, it would be that color like an orange vibe, teal vibe. I'm seeing and yeah, I'm a nerd for films, man. So
Zach, um, what is the role of film and music in society? The bigger picture, because well, you do it as a personal choice, like you express yourself, artistic expression. But ano yung sa tingin mo, ano yung role talaga ng film and music sa lipunan natin, sa society? Is there a deeper
sorry,
role
you
or
said
just entertainment for you?
right. Sorry, is it film and music?
Yes.
You said
Mm.
right. So yeah, like the entertainment industry, whether it's filming, whether it's singing, dancing, or even the music industry, it's it's a very it's a very big part of who we are. Let's say music. Music gives this color to the world. Just say I wouldn't really think of a world without music. That would be hella weird. Like that's just the world full of emptiness without music or entertainment or dancing or all these other art stuff. And it would be very weird to not have it. So in terms of the entertainment stuff that goes within our world, it's very important to have that certain, I guess, happiness. Because entertainment is not just for people who are interested in a certain field, but it's more of uh, the all around effect to it to the people. Because people sometimes need happiness when they're very down. People go through a lot of stuff. Music is there for them. Sometimes film is there for them, and sometimes people can relate to these entertainment or these platforms, and yeah, it can be a very big impact to a lot of people.
Zach, you're very young. You're only 19.
Very very young.
Where do you see yourself, let's say 5 years from now? Anong gagawin mo
Wow,
5 years from now?
5 years. I'm sorry, I'm just setting up my charger because my laptop's about to die.
Okay.
Give me a second, guys. This is like a short behind the scenes footage of Zach Tabudlo trying to set up his charger. There you go. I think we're good. Oops. Almost fell down. Are we good? Yeah. All right. So, 5 years from now, wow, that's a very big gap, huh? Um, I don't know. Because right now it's more of just me making music. I'm just enjoying what I have right now. And 5 years from now would be a very big gap now, like I said. So I don't know if things are gonna work out in the future for my music. I don't know if I'm still gonna make music in that time. We're not really sure of what the future beholds, but hopefully, yeah, music is still my thing. I'm enjoying music right now, so I would be very stoked if music was still there for me for after like 5 years. It's a very creepy question. Five
What
years.
about,
A lot of
let's
a lot of
say,
things can happen.
what about like next year, the pandemic is gone. What's the first thing you're gonna do?
Oh yeah. Wow. I haven't really thought of that. That's the thing. So right now we're all focused in the pandemic, diba?
Uh-huh.
I don't really know. That's that's out of my spectrum right now. So right
Okay.
now we're dealing with like the struggles of being in the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
having these masks on and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully when like the pandemic is gone and we're like 100% safe, we're free to go. Hopefully, concerts will be back, the bus shows will be back, cinemas will be back, gatherings and you know going out to the social world physically will be back. So yeah, I guess I'm just looking forward to more connection to people without even worrying about you know the coronavirus and all of that.
Zach, a lot of people are suffering right now as we speak from the pandemic. And you're in a privileged position as an artist, and you seem to be
Yeah,
doing well. Do you have parting words for the public?
right. So yeah, we're all going through the same thing. Um, Even as artists, even as I guess entertainers, even as teachers, doctors, whatever you are or whoever you are in this world, we're all going through the same thing and we're all going through the same struggle. But we're getting there, Iba, like slowly and slowly improving in a way. And we just have to like really learn from all the mistakes that we've done in the past. Same thing as in life. Um, that's our we can see it as a silver lining to a lot of things, and going through these mistakes are our way to get to the success that we're all going for. So we're all going for the goal to have this, to have this free world again, to enjoy a lot of things. So we have to really have to be alert and very be very much have this alertness when it comes to wearing masks and all that. We have to remind ourselves to do that. It's like the small things can build up to a lot of good things for us in the future. So yeah, it's a struggle, but I know all of us can go through it all together if we work smart and work very hard. Yeah.
All right, that was Zach Tabudlo, ladies and gentlemen, singer-songwriter. And this is Poch Concepcion of Daily Tribune. We'll see you again on What's Up.